So nothing but this is the calculation happens by padding. So again we have to use overlap. Then again we have to use that actually you can see the size also increase the convolution size. You are using with different types of kernels. Like here we are using 384 kernels. Here we are using 256 kernel. So in that particular thing that I have like in that particular earlier slide I have told you various kernel size have been implemented in that AlexNet architecture, right? So that it will be helpful to get many more various features in the image. As you can see, like the image, the pixel size, like why were you increasing pixel size? So it is the better, like it will create more and better feature for our images. So why you are like in try to sense in normal scenario, why we used to say that 1080 pixel is better than 240 pixels. You watch videos, like you watch videos on YouTube, right? So it is better quality, right? So why? Because the image is clear. So if the pixel size is increased, the image is more often clear. So here actually they tried to implement many more pixels. So they implemented various, like increased amount of kernel size, which was not there in the linet. Try to understand in this way. And again the same convolution layer is applied padding. Here they have implemented one padding, so similar calculation will happen. And then after that they have connected all the features to the feed forward network after applying the flatten. After flattening that, they have applied 4096 with 4096 neurons. Like you must be surprised like how they got into this number. This is nothing but the trial and error. While doing the experiment, they have implemented this type of numbers of neurons, so that they can extract various features of the image. So the quality of the image will increase, and it actually helps there in their particular experiment. So it's nothing but experimental basis, so you cannot say okay why they have taken this many numbers of image. Then after that they have taken thousand of softmax. So two things I need to say. Actually they have also used dropout in between layers. Dropout, like what is dropout? Dropout is nothing but it actually what happened, it actually increase your randomness, so that due to the variance losses will be calculated and tuned in the backward propagation as much better way. So dropout is nothing but they used to like while the neurons will be connected in different weights. So these many weights will be connected to that particular neuron, right? So they want to control over this weight, right? They want to drop out, so 20%, so they want to drop out 20% of weight. This is nothing but weight, right? So they want to control over weight. So they don't want to take all the weights, they want some percentage of weights, so that it will increase the randomness of the like learning, so that the model will learn through the different types of variances, so that it will help you to do overcoming overfitting. So this is nothing but all. And one more thing I need to tell you, like local responded normalization. They actually provide normalization here actually. So what happens, uh, okay, let me see. So what happens when they apply, like we have RGB, right? In the input layer they have RGB. They have to add it and apply that particular in the ReLU function. The ReLU, then they put it here in the pixel. So in RGB, if you add 1111 kernel size, so that 11 cross 11 will be kept here R, G and B, right? So this three particular thing will be added up, pass it to the ReLU, then it will be kept here, right? Since then similar kernel will be applied here, 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 then it added up, pass it to the ReLU, then it will be added here. Similar calculation will happen through this input to this input. Like it will be divided to RGB because it is colorful image. So this is R, this is G, and this is B. Okay, red, green, and blue. So what happens? Well, like while trying to do the addition of these images, so ReLU function, if you know, is nothing but maximum. It try to do maximum of 0 and some positive value. So some positive value, right? So whatever the calculation it will do, it will pass on to the ReLU. If it is negative value, it will just pass the 0. If it is the positive value, so whatever the positive value, it will pass it to this particular pixel area. So what happens during this period, actually sometimes the most positive values also would be there, right? So various positive, like most high number of positive values should be there. So there will be a conflict of many values are very much high positive and many values are very much low. This is nothing but activation, like the most positive value is mostly activated is the and zero values are mostly down. So you try to normalize. If you apply local responded normalization, it actually what it does is try to activate and deactivate and try to normalize these particular high positive values with low positive value, try to normalize it here so that the balance will be kept. So this is all about AlexNet. So I will be giving you the code part video as well. So stay tuned guys. So thanks for watching.